Hey everybody, welcome to RPM, Rock and Pop Mandolin, your site for learning classic rock and pop songs in this wonderful little 8-stringed instrument. My name is Mike DeJong, and today we're taking a look at a song that has been covered dozens of times, or at least half a dozen times anyway. I'm talking about a song called Under the Boardwalk, originally done in 1964 by a band called the Drifters. Later, it was covered by people like the Rolling Stones and Bette Midler and John Mellencamp. And the Mellencamp version is what we're going to look at today in this tutorial. That's because that version is probably, well, that's an acoustic style version of the song that actually has some mandolins in it. So we'll take a look at that. We'll take a look at all the chords, and I'll even show you that little guitar solo that I did on the mandolin earlier in the introduction. But first, before we get to that, a little bit of business here. If you're new to the channel, thank you very much for checking us out. Once again, we really appreciate it. But please don't forget to hit that little red subscriber button down there in the lower right corner. Maybe even leave us a like if you like this video as well. Same story if you are a returning subscriber. Thanks very much for coming back, but don't forget to hit that little like button down below. Also, check out our affiliate links and our Patreon link down below. Lots of exciting things happening on our Patreon page these days. You might want to join us over there. But that's enough business talk. How about taking a look at this classic song called Under the Boardwalk, John Mellencamp version here on RPM. All right, the John Mellencamp version of Under the Boardwalk is in the key of G. All right, and it just employs some fairly simple chords. It's a fairly simple song for you to get down, except for the guitar solo, which can be a little tricky, but I'll show you that later. Let's look at the verse chords first. All right, and we start off with a G to a D. Stay on the D. And back to the G. Right, so when the sun beats down, that's the time on the roof. Something like that. When your shoes get so hot, you wish you tie your feet were fireproof. Excuse my vocals. Right, and then we go to Under the Boardwalk, the chorusy part there. So basically, what I'm doing there is just playing that G chord, open G, first position, second fret of the A string, third fret of the E, right? You guys all know that chord. But I'm using my first finger here, the index finger, I'm just lifting it off to give you a nice little sort of color sound there, right? And that creates a G add 9 because you're adding this A note, this open A. So G to G add 9. It's really nice. Nice little embellishment. Like that. Okay, and you're just strumming up and down on the 4-1. Just up and down strokes. And then you go to the D chord. And I'm doing the same thing here. I'm pulling this string, this finger off this string, the E string, to create a D add 9, right? Because you're adding that E note there to the D chord. So that's a D add 9, which is a really cool thing on the mandolin. You can use these little embellishments to add to your chordal vocabulary, right? So like that, and then Under the Boardwalk, down by the sea, on a blanket with my baby is where I'll be, something like that. So what I did there was I jumped up to the C, Under the Boardwalk, and again adding a little embellishment there, this time with that open D. Once again, that is a C add 9 now, okay? Each of these chords you can lift a finger off and create an embellishment and add 9, okay? So, and then back to G. On a blanket with my baby, right? And then to D. So, back to G. On a blanket with my baby is where I'll be. So I go to D there. So one more time through the verses. C to G, G, D, G. And those are the verses and I guess what you can call the chorus parts to this song. From there, the song goes down to E minor. Under the boardwalk, we'll be out of the sun. Under the boardwalk, we'll be having some fun. I don't know what the words are. Boardwalk, people walking above. Under the boardwalk, we'll be falling in love. Under the boardwalk. Like that, okay? Again, forgive my vocals there, but what I'm doing is just an E minor. Under the boardwalk. And just straight 4, under the boardwalk, to a D, right? So just E minor under the boardwalk, people walking above, to a D under the boardwalk, we'll be falling in love under the boardwalk, boardwalk. So it ends with that on the E minor. So your E minor is 2nd fret here on the D string, 2nd fret on the A, right? And again, I'm barring it, holding both those notes with one finger, under the boardwalk, like that. Under the board, back to a D chord, E minor, boardwalk, boardwalk. So on that part, boardwalk, boardwalk, you're just going, right? It's pretty easy, so under the boardwalk, under the boardwalk, boardwalk. Okay, let's do the whole thing one more time. So G, when the sun beats down, right? G to D, roof. And your shoes get so hot, you wish you, right? D, G, to C, under the boardwalk. Back to G, under the boardwalk. G, D, G. E minor, under the boardwalk. Then to D, under the boardwalk. And D. E minor. I didn't quite nail the rhythm there on the vocal part, but you know what I'm getting at, right? E minor to D, and then... And that's it. Those are all the chords and progressions in this song. Okay, and a little guitar solo for you to play on the mandolin. Well, you can do a really cool part. And again, I'm sort of picking this up from the John Mellencamp version of the song. There's a really nice sort of acoustic Spanish guitar solo in this tune. It's really great, so I've learned most of it and then added a few of my own touches to it. So kudos to the John Mellencamp guitar player for that. I don't know who it is, but it was a really cool little solo. And it goes something like this. After you go boardwalk, boardwalk, you go... Okay, so that's a really cool part. I'll show you exactly what it is here. It starts off with, okay, right after the break there, after the E minor, so, and basically you're using the notes in a G major pentatonic scale here, so, all right, so what are those notes? Well, you're going D, E, G, A, B, D. Okay, again, slowly. Okay, so the first one is here, just climbing up from D to D. So open, 2nd fret, 5th fret, open, 2nd, 5. So it's open 2, 5, open 2, 5, basically, for the first part of this solo. So, and then you come down to that G note there, okay? Like that. So one more time. All right, the next part's really cool. It goes... So the first few notes, you kind of go a little bit faster. You go... So once you get to the A, what you're doing here is you're starting on the 4th fret, which is a B note, and you're going quickly just up the scale, right up a G scale. So 4, 5, open, 2, 4, 4, 5, open, A. Okay, so 4, 5, open, 2, 5, open. You want to practice that quickly so you can get that scale. And I'm doing up and down strokes on that as well, right? You see what I'm doing there? Okay, and from there, I'm slowing it down a little bit. So I'm slowing it down and kind of walking up on the A string. Like that. So A, and then 2, 3, 5, open, E, and 2 on the E. So one more time. And you come down from there, from the E, and land on that D note there, the 5th fret. So one more time, slowly. It's just a beautiful little scale pattern there. Right? And then you go, hit that F sharp on the E string again, 2nd fret, and open E and D. Repeat that. So one more time. And if you need to slow down this video to learn that first bit, you can do that on YouTube. You can slow down the videos. Just check the little buttons down below, and you can do that on any video on YouTube. Okay, so after, then there's some really, really cool melodic licks that go. I love that part. That's one of my favorite solos to play on the mandolin. So this part goes. So you're starting on the A, open A, and you go 2, 3, open 2, 3. So you go open 2, 3, 2, open 5. Okay, 2 down to the 5 there on the D string. So, and then from there you go. So 4, 5, 4, open. Okay, so one more time on that. Isn't that cool? I really love that part. And now from the D, the open D there, you jump down to this. Right? So from the D, when you go, now you're down to the A, which is the 2nd fret there of the G string, right? 2nd, 4th, 5th. Back down. So 2, 4, 5, 4, 2, open. Okay, so far we've got this for the solo. Right, and then okay, now you're on that open G. You can do this. A little chromatic walking part up to the high G while that low G string rings out, right? So like that. Isn't that cool? So that's just 2, 3, 4, 5. That's how the entire solo ends. So actually, that's how the first part of the solo ends. All right, and then there's a second part of the solo, which is actually a violin part, but I'm going to play that for you here on the mandolin as well. It goes. Okay, so what is that violin part? Well, after you go to the G, now you're on the G note, the 5th fret, slide on up to this 9th fret here, from the 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and you can do a double stop as well with the D at the 5th fret, the A string, something like that. So, and I always slide into it from the 7th, I go. So employ that little 7th there, 7th fret on the D string and slide it up to the 9th fret and then bring this finger on here for your double stop, okay? And then you're gonna go back to that 7th fret with your 2nd finger while keeping that finger locked down to create sort of a typical mandolin double stop there, right? So one more time. Right? It's just like that. So I'm hitting both of those strings at the same time, creating a double stop. Then you quickly jump up to here. Okay, so again, I'm creating a double stop here with that note at the 3rd fret of the A and the open E string, okay? And then I'm sliding from the 3rd fret to the 5th, and then I'm catching that 2nd fret up here, so like that. So, okay, so one more time through that solo goes. Something like that. So what are those last parts? Well, after you go from there and here, right, from the 2nd fret and the E string open to the 5th fret and the 2nd fret open, I'm doing this again. From that F sharp note, which is the 2nd fret of the E string, to open to D, 5th fret here. So, and then I do a nice little walk down that goes, just walking down in the G scale, right? So from here to the 5th fret, 3rd, 2nd, 5th, down there. And then I end it with that, which is open to 5 to G chord. Okay, so one more time there. Like that. And that is a little guitar solo for you that you can play on the mandolin, a really fun little workout using G major pentatonic scales and some chromatics, and of course some double stops. Lots of good mandolin stuff for you to get your fingers around in that solo, so have some fun with it. That's it for this lesson on Under the Boardwalk, and this was the first lesson I've done when it actually started to rain heavily outside my house here, so you might have seen the lighting change a little bit in this video. Maybe you can hear the rain falling too. Well, it kind of adds a little bit of the atmosphere here to the song, I guess, although the song is talking about going under the boardwalk because of the blazing hot sun. So I guess the rain doesn't really work. But anyway, you know what I mean. Thanks very much for tuning into this video once again. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a like down below if you like this video, and hit that subscriber button if you are new here. Also, please check out our Patreon and affiliate links down below. My name is Mike DeJong. Thanks for watching RPM.